Hey. Hey, Rox. Oh, gosh. How are you doing? I'm here. I've got my glass. Hey, Solange. Oh, my God. Thank you guys for joining. I'm going to give it a few minutes. This is like my first time doing a live thing, so excuse me if I am amateur. Hi! Oh my gosh. I'm so excited. Like today, I was just like, I didn't plan to do a live or whatever, but I was like, I am too excited to contain it to myself. So thank you guys. What are you guys up to, actually? I was like, are people gonna be sleeping? Or is anyone gonna get a glass of champagne with me? So I have my glass here. And I have this bottle of champagne, which is the one I always get from my grocery store. It has like really good artwork. And this has not been my first bottle, I must confess. I was like, is it a good idea to not open it before the live? Okay, I'm just gonna do a thing here. Okay, I am struggling. Hold on. I got it. So, I had sent Rox a photo today. I was like, you know what? I'm going to make dinner. I'm going to have a drink. I was so tired. Honestly, this whole day has been so much. I'm like, oh my God, release night is tonight. And I'm like, you know what? I'll do something, even if it's small. Even if it's small. Thank you guys so much. Cheers. So Solange, like while we kind of like get started, Roxanne has been absolutely the inspiration to like this song actually coming to life. And, you know, I was thinking today about how much I'm going to share because I do tend to ramble about this song because I'm so like passionate about it. But it actually, I wrote this song very mindlessly almost. Like it was during my internship with the studio at Lounge. And, you know, I felt really inspired. And there were like, you know, engineers, they would give really good advice that made me feel like, you know, I could be an engineer, I could be a producer. And, you know, so far in my music journey, I've kind of been exploring what sounds are available, and I've really wanted to grow into production. And while this is not my own production, I challenged myself that night and I was like, you know what, let me just get a beat and let me just write and create something and try to engineer it myself. So I do my recordings at home. And so like it's more intimate for me and it gives me time to just like sit into my voice. So I kind of said I had this beat from several years ago. I actually bought this instrumental a good 3-4 years ago. And you know, it was there and I said, you know what, let me try to make something out of it. And something that I am really inspired by constantly is just the ability to create something out of nothing, you know, like to have a concept, to have like very little, but like create something, you know, that becomes like its own thing. And so I wrote the lyrics of the song, and I honestly, the first time I recorded it, I was like, I don't like this. This is total shit. And then the next day I was kind of obsessing over it. So the next day I took another stab at it and I worked some more on the lyrics. I worked some more on the audio. And I thought, okay, this is better, but it still feels like shit. And then the third day, I put some more effort and I recorded it some more. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to record, like, this is the final recording. It's not just, I'm going to really try to make this, these vocals work and the melody work. And then on day 3, I was pretty happy with it. I felt like, okay, the concept of the song was set. Hi. So yeah, the concept of the song was set and I was happy with it, but it literally was just there, right? It was just there forever. And then I went to Austin and I spent time with my girlfriends, and Rox and I had a chance to catch up, and I was kind of playing the song as like, this is what I've been up to and da da da. And then, hi, thanks for joining. So Roxanne loved this song and she connected with it like right off the bat, which was interesting for me because it was just a song that, you know, I didn't know the lyrics. I honestly, at the time, did not even fully appreciate or understand like what I wrote. It was just like kind of something that came out of the moment. You know, I was trying to express like where I was at, but at the same time, I was like reminding myself of like, you know, just like the choices that I made, and just kind of empowering, just kind of reaffirming to myself that, you know, I was on my own path for my own purpose. And that gave me a certain amount of joy that was like, it's so understated, but it's strong. And it's like just this constant joy with myself that, you know, I finally am like just prioritizing myself and doing what I love. Like what, like literally 13-year-old Cynthia would have loved doing at this time in my life. And so like when Rox connected with it so much, I just kind of decided that I was going to commit to like finishing the audio of the song and putting it out in the new year. I tried December, but it ended up being like a January release date I was aiming for. I was aiming to release it on Roxanne's birthday because really it's her song, truly. But, you know, it didn't work out. And finally, here we are on February 21st. And, you know, it's just through that time, ever since I made the decision to commit to the project, so much has happened. Like so much in life has happened. It's like tested so much, tested me, tested the plans that I had for this year, like in so many ways. And it was like, am I going to like give up on this project, or will I keep on, kind of pushing forward to it? And it turned out like that it kind of became my backbone. It became like my joy. And out of like working on the song, reviewing, listening to it over and over again, I connected with the song, and it gave me so much, you know, so much affirmation, so much strength, and just so much clarity at a time that was just incredibly foggy for me. And, you know, so it's just funny how like sometimes you create something out of thin air and, you know, it doesn't really, you don't even fully see it or appreciate it, but somehow everything works to capture exactly what it is and kind of guide you towards it. And then it becomes something for me. And I really hope that whatever it is about the song that connected with me, with Roxanne, that, you know, it connects with a lot of people too. Because I think that we all have found ourselves in a point in time or a situation, whether it's with a familiar like relationship or like a friend or work or whatever it is, like where you just kind of like make this huge decision that you don't even know what gives you the courage to like make that decision. But thank you. I love you, Rox. Thank you so much. Hi, Linda. Auntie Lynn. So yeah, thank you, Rox. I am grateful to you. I am really grateful to you. And you have this way of like showing me a mirror before myself and like reminding me of who I am. And it's so valuable to have like friends that go way back when you were like a teenager or even younger. And it's like, those are people who recognize you at every phase in time, who recognize you despite the growth, despite the changes, like, but they see you and they know that like your essence is like forever preserved. And I'm so blessed to have that in my life. And, you know, like I would not have held myself accountable to like completing the song if it wasn't for Roxanne. And thank you so much. I'm trying. But yeah, it's been such a journey. And, you know, I committed, I want to say 2-3 years ago, I committed to, like, you know, I'm going to prioritize art. I'm going to prioritize my creative self because, you know, at the end of the day, I understood that if I don't do that, I am not going to have balance. I'm not going to be my full self. You know, I'm not going to be my joyful self. So it's such a gift to even be in a place and time where, you know, you can independently create your art. You know, to think that I could have like a tough day and, you know, just busy, but I'm still able to sit on my couch and just talk to you guys and share like my story with the song is so beautiful. So yeah, it's available on all streaming platforms. So wherever you get your music, whether it's YouTube or Spotify or Apple Music or Amazon Music, you know, it's there. And if you have any issues like accessing it, feel free to like send me a message and let me know. So what more can I share about the song? Yeah, it really is about freedom. I feel like I moved to Harlem in December 2023. And the sole purpose for that like step was me wanting to be closer to art, closer to a creative community, and just really taking the time to prioritize what was important to me and just like having the space to focus on that. And my goodness, first off, like I fell in love with this incredible place way earlier than I would have thought. And then, you know, just being here and seeing like different, you just can't help but see people. You see different people, different struggles, different, you know, this all diversity of like occupation, of talent. And it's been so inspiring. And then with a lot of like what's been happening socially, you know, economically, politically, like globally, like whateverly, it's just been a time to really reel in and find my own voice and find out like what is it that I want to sing about, what is it that I want to talk about. And it's funny, like, it's so not an easy thing to do, you know, and like we talk about artist development or growing or just kind of becoming your own voice or your own artistry. And it's like a lifelong journey, but at the same time, it's like you're the constant and you're always like, there's certain things that are constantly just rooted in you as a person. And it takes us like a lot of time to kind of like discover that and tap into that and explore that and then become more of ourselves because of that, right? So it's been like a journey. I want to say my entire life has kind of led me to this place where, you know, I'm so aware of like who I am, where I am, what I'm doing, and what life means to me, and what stays constant, and what else, you know, is fleeting and moving, and, you know, choosing not to let that disturb my peace, my stillness, my sacred nature, my heart, my light, my positivity. And there's just so much of that in the world, I feel like, you know, so much that challenges, like pressure tests you as a human being. And it's just incredible. Like, I want everyone to know, like, if they've ever chosen a path for themselves or had that conviction, this is good for me, and done that despite whatever said otherwise, like, I just really commend each and every person that's done that, and like celebrate them and celebrate their joy and their freedom. And then like in the journey of like just growing, and, you know, you choose yourself, and then what happens, right? And it becomes like this magical world of discovery almost, where everything gives you a new perspective, and you're now like really aware of everything, and it shapes you, and you like, you just start to see yourself differently and see different things. So I find that, you know, choosing the hard path or choosing yourself or making that difficult choice It's scary, you know, it's complicated. It's going to test you, it's going to challenge you. Just taking the step does not solve everything, but like in the process of navigating that and just like, okay, I'm not going back, I'm just going to keep moving in this direction. Like you start building like a certain kind of muscle that just, you know, tells you that, you know, there's really nothing that you cannot thread through. And it's like, if it's what's good for you, like you start just having that ability to say, hey, this is good for me, I will stick with that, or this is not good for me, I will say goodbye to that, even if it's not easy, because you know what, I have built that muscle to be able to like distinguish the two and to be able to like thread through, even like through the webs of all the things that try to like pull you back. So anyway, I feel like I'm rambling, a little unserious chatter. Like, so this dress, just FYI, is one of the outfits actually that I had gotten for the visuals for this song. So today I was just like, you know what? I think it's a good choice for tonight. It's my own personal I Chose Me release outfit. And then the earrings here are the same ones that I wore in the video bit for this project. So a little bit of a memento here to all of that. So I do realize it's past midnight, and I really, you know, I didn't plan this, and I always say that it's always good to keep a little bit of space in your day for magic. You know, we plan our days and things, and sometimes we're overwhelmed and it feels like you cannot do X and Y, but just keeping an open mind and letting the day play out as it should, you know, there's always a little bit of magic that happens. So like, I really just wanted to personally thank like every single person who's supported this project, either as a collaborator. Shout out to Jesus from Lounge Studio, who's the engineer, who frankly inspired me to like believe in like, let me push myself to do something that particular time when the song was born. And then, you know, Blue from the studio, who did the mastering, and then Walt, who's the owner at Lounge and also did the Atmos, and Sophie, who, you know, together we were able to create the visuals for the song and did a phenomenal job with the visuals. I'm really, really happy for those little bits of treasure that I have. And yeah, so like, thank you to Blue for like suggesting, you know, helping me figure out, you know, a few options for who to work with, and, you know, just everyone who has supported, whether it's a video or DMs or just like catching up or chatting or checking up. And Rox again for pushing me, you know, for people on the artwork committee, I like to call it, Howard and Margaret, who helped me like just make the final decision on the cover art, which by the way, I love. The cover art was like a really tough one to decide on. I felt like I had like several options that I didn't know what to choose, and I was overthinking, but at the end of the day, I went with my gut, which by the way, never second guess your instinct. That is one of the few lessons that I've learned on my journey. So always trust your instinct, because it'll always tell you when something's wrong, and it'll always lead you to your next move. And a lot of times we shut our own instinct by ourselves, and we hear it, but then we don't believe it and we don't act on it. But yeah, always trust your instinct. It will always guide you. And one thing I want to talk about, like in the song, like the second verse, where I say, you know, but I chose this, gotta remember. It was almost like me talking to myself, and like, I feel like as people, we forget so much. You know, we forget the lessons learned. We forget the things that, you know, we need to steer away from. We keep finding ourselves in the same heartbreaking situations. And I feel like throughout history, like, humans are just not the best at remembering. And so, like, you know, in honor of Black History Month as well, you know, I just, you know, want to take a moment to kind of like respect the history, you know, the blessing of the history that, you know, Black people have made in this world, and, you know, continue to make. And it's an honor. This month has been super kind to me. February has been really good to me. I did not expect for it to be so kind to me. But it's been birthday months, and it's been Aquarius season. And the song just like really is the icing on top of is it the icing on top of the pie or the cherry on top of the cake? Something like that. But it's been, like really phenomenal for me. So thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and for just everybody. I hope you do hop onto whatever streaming platform you listen to your music. Search for I Chose Me by CZK and listen to the song. I hope that it inspires something in you. It inspires joy. It inspires strength, self-love, just reflection, and it gives you affirmation and just all the beautiful things. And I hope that this year and beyond, like more and more people find their light and continue to live in it and just stay in it and share it. And there's just so much. Like one thing I am continuously learning is that, we have the capacity to receive and give so much joy, like from so much and just to everything. And so like, it's just, there's so many things that are so free, like they're free. It's just, it comes out of you. But it has so much impact. So like just exercising kindness and positivity and sharing love and light. And I hope that you feel my heart and you feel my love and my light through my music, and that you stay plugged in, and that for everybody who found me actually in a process of, because of this project or like the visuals, thank you. And, I appreciate all the support that I've been receiving, and I hope that you continue to stay tuned and keep an eye out for all that I have to share with you this year. I am, super proud of myself. Today I am, I love the person that I see in the mirror, and I just can't wait to continue watching where this journey takes me and continue just navigating life and all its things. So thank you. Cheers. Cheers to I Chose Me. Cheers to every single person who's chosen themselves day in and day out. Everyone who prioritizes their well-being and just who's out there just pushing through and just making life happen for them in the best way that they can. So much love, and joy. Have a beautiful night. And again, thank you so much for tuning in. Oh, hey Fish, I was just wrapping up. Hey, how are you? Thanks for joining. Oh, I feel terrible. I feel like I let everybody know about this thing so late, but I'm so glad that you guys joined. I was just hopping off. Thank you, Fish. Like, Zara is one of my oldest, day one people. I feel like from people that have known the longest in my life outside of my family, she's definitely one of them. Cheers, Fish. Here's to I Chose Me. I did a whole spiel about the song. I'm probably going to post this video up on, my page, my feed for anybody who couldn't join. And I do hope that you continue to show your love and support. So yeah, go to YouTube, Amazon Music, Spotify, Apple Music, and there's also going to be radio distribution at certain radios around, globally. And I hope that it just reaches as many people and connects with as many people. I love you too. Mwah. I love you guys so much. Honestly, I could stay here and ramble all night. If you know me well, you know that's true. I could literally sit here and talk and just talk for the whole night. But I will let you guys go to sleep. Thank you. And yeah, keep an eye out. There's gonna be more music. It's only just started. I promise you. This is gonna be a lifelong endeavor of just music and art and self-discovery and self-expression and growing more into myself. Hopefully these baby dreads grow to be longer. I can't wait. I randomly, twisted my hair last year, and then I decided, I'm just gonna dread it up. And it's been honestly one of the most I don't even know, there's so many words, most refreshing it's like a renewal, a rebirth. It's all things, and it's so free, and it's just really, there's so much I can talk about that, but maybe another day. But yeah. Oh my gosh, I wonder if I should linger for a bit because I'm seeing people joining. Hi, Ziggy. Thanks for joining. Cheers. So Ziggy is my brother-in-law, my cousin's husband, and he is an artist too. And cheers to you. I really, honestly, through the years, because he's been making music even when I was like on my I've hung the towel era. And my, like, okay, so when I immigrated to the U.S., priority was obviously get a job, get a life, you know, feed yourself, take care of yourself. And so like through college, it was that, and then through grad school. And then when I graduated, I actually had 6 months between my, you know, graduation and when I started full time. And so, like, I did a few gigs. I, you know, scoped out the New York scene, Boston, and I did a few things. And I feel like that's when I really defined CZK. I was like, oh my God, CZK, that's the name. That's what I'm going with. That's who I am. Because it mattered to me, like, a lot at the time. Like, and, you know, like, finding an artist name was, like, a couple of things for me. It was like, okay, I want something that's its own thing and, you know, like, separate from the corporate entity that I exist in. But at the same time, I wanted it to be authentic. I wanted to be me. I wanted to feel like, you know, you want to say your name and know it's you. And, you know, like with stage names, I feel like there's no formula. It's really what you connect with the most and what reflects, you know, you the most. And I went with my initials. So for some of you who may not know, Cynthia Zukum is my name. And so, like, my stage name, CZK, is actually my initial. So it was back during that era that I decided it was CZK, and I got into like photography, and I did some YouTube bits, and I learned a little bit of engineering. I messed around with Logic Pro, which is a digital audio workstation. And yeah, so like during that time, you know, that elapsed, and then when I started working full time, I was just like, this is not gonna work, and I kind of hung the towel really for a long time. I didn't really like, you know, sing or create music, and it was like, but there were huge lessons from that, right? And it was, I want to say 8-10 years before I said, you know, okay, I'm gonna really do this for real. But what I learned during that time is, like, I appreciated music just for the sake of just music. And it was during that time that I understood that I was an artist, and I understood that it wasn't something that will go away. It's just like a part of who I am. And it's like, you know, it's always going to be there. But just the fact that I enjoyed music just for the sake of it, like I would sing and my, you know, just regular, not really as an artist, but just as someone who enjoys music. And I think that has built the foundations of how I create and what I create, and understanding that, you know, it's expression. It's not about, it's what's inside and you putting it out. But anyway, all to say is during that era, so Ziggy here has been making music, right? And consistently. And I always like admired that. Like, just because honestly, it's kind of like a mathematical equation or like a rule of thumb. You know, as a musician, you make music. You just have to keep making it. You know, it's not about how far it reaches or what, you know, it's just about, you know, you're an artist. That's what you do. You create art. So thank you, Ziggy, for in your own way continuing to like be a reminder to me of that and to inspire that. We still have to make a song together, by the way. I have not forgotten. So, you know, hopefully you guys are going to get like an Afrobeat song with me and Ziggyana. Yeah. I look forward to that happening. So yeah, again, thank you guys so much. It's been 30 minutes now. I think it's time to call it a wrap. I don't want to hold you long. Next time I will plan, and I'll be better at at doing this and not just everything on the fly. But sometimes a little spontaneity, like if that's spontaneity, yeah, is healthy. So I live like that. I feel like I'm one of the most spontaneous people you would find. Always down for a good time, always down for a random trip. Like, don't even test me, because if you say, let's drive to Atlantic City, like right now, I'll be like, you know what? Let's do it. So, but balance is good. Thank you guys. I will drop now. I love you. I thank you so much. I appreciate it. And I hope to see you. Like, share the song, listen to the song, use it on your reels, you know, shout it out for no reason, share it with people, come back to it every other day when you feel like you need some affirmation or you need to say the words, I chose me. And you know what? And it just feels good. So yeah. Cheers. Cheers. Good night. Love you. Mwah. Bye. And I'm probably going to do more lives often. This was nice, honestly. So yeah. Okay. Bye. I love you guys. Bye. Aw. Okay. I'm going to drop some hearts. What? My favorite emojis. And last but not least, it is a celebration. So cheers. Bye.